Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how to make action figures, my Fnaf action figures, mouth open and close, because a lot of you have recently been asking how to do it, and asking how do you do it, can you make a tutorial? So today's video I'm going to be making a tutorial on how to make the mouth move. So first off, what you're going to want to do is if you have any Legos, you're gonna have to, or if you have like a Lego store near you, you're gonna have to get some Lego joints. This is what I use. You could use anything, really. You could even use like a ball joint or the other Lego ball joints. But this is what I use. So you're just gonna take one here. Now, for reference, I have this extra spring trap head for this guy, and I want to make like a jaw open and close, so I'm going to do that with this guy. And yeah, because I recently just got all the parts for a spring trap figure, so I put them together. And we have this guy. This guy, you may be wondering what he is. I'm going to make a movie spring body. So yeah. And yeah, so we're gonna do it. But first, I gotta show you how we do it. So here we have Foxy. Now, I didn't have any like super glue at the time of making Foxy, and the rest. So I kind of, for those figures like Withered Freddy, Foxy, and stuff, and a lot of other figures like Withered Golden Freddy and Shadow Freddy, I used hot glue because I didn't really have super glue. For all my figures with their mouths that can open and close, I used hot glue because I didn't have super glue. But here's Foxy's head. You see there's a little Lego joint here, and you have the Lego joint clip with the hot glue around it. Now when you're doing this, you want to cut the jaw here, but there's the peg here, so you want to make sure you don't get the peg in. But a lot of times when I make these guys, I cut off the peg that like holds them, so I just hot glue it back. And yeah, I don't think with Foxy, no, with Foxy I did cut his peg off by accident. But you just all you have to do is just add the Lego joints, like put some hot glue in here and stick a Lego joint in there and add it, and then you have open mouth. But what you have to be cautious of is like when they're like resting, like when they're having a resting face or like resting, you have to see where the ball joint is, because it can look pretty weird. From the front view it looks fine, but like from the back view it looks a little weird. And then yeah, you always gotta account for the bite you have. So I'm just gonna be getting this guy for reference. I'm gonna use what is it? I'm gonna use this tool. I'll come up with the name for a second. So what I do is I just cut in between the teeth, and it should be like butter. You just want to make sure you don't cut this peg, but I'm probably going to cut the peg. And have like a screwdriver like this guy so you can pry it off. But don't try to damage the figure too much. You can see there's like a little thing in there. Probably gonna speed this up. I don't really know that. You know what? I'm just gonna replace it on this. So I'm just gonna replace this. whatever, or like pets, make sure it doesn't get around them, because it can harm them. And like throw it away safely. I think this is a re-release spring trap test, so it should be fine. Sort of pry it out. They're gonna sort of like pry it out. like a really expensive figure, I wouldn't recommend doing it for this. I mean, unless you want to. Tools are, you can always like get this in here. I think Funko should give me a refund. There's no room left in it here. It says 5. Gonna do here is, you see this like extra wax, like residue here? It could be like glue or wax. You're gonna want to carve that out. So when you open Jaws, you will see this thing. This is for the peg here, so do not cut that out, or it's going to damage how the figure is. I mean, if you do cut that out, you can hot glue it back, and hopefully, like in place, and hopefully the peg, and you have to align the peg with the socket on the bottom, but you do not want it, because it will hurt how the figure looks. And do not carve the whole thing out. This is a jaw. I'm just cutting out so it has a gap here. You're like, and you have to, because on the body it's just gonna stay here, and then the mouth is just gonna do this. And I guess if you do these, you get to see what like Funko does, and like how Funko produces these figures. Like even with like Foxy, that was kind of, that's like with Withered Foxy, that was kind of interesting to see like how they did it, how they put his jaw and head together. Sometimes the X-Acto knife is good, and sometimes the, I don't even know what this is called. I'm just gonna call it box cutter. And sometimes this one is good too. I think this one's dull, but it's at like Harbor Freight for like 73 cents. I just rarely go there, so I can never like really get it. And when I do, I have no money, so I can't really like buy another. Yeah, Yeah, so you're gonna want to shave this part down so you can get the joint in there. But it depends how big your joint is. It can be small, but yeah, it can be small and big too. So like I carved it out so it's easier to. This would be accurate spring trap. And I'm also doing this just to show people like the insides of what their figures look like. I don't know. Bro, I could just put this on something. Like, I could just put it on. We got this guy. Springtrap mask. Yo, guys, it's William Afton in the Springtrap costume. Guys, look, this guy's role playing. Okay, so I'm gonna stop pulling around. So you're gonna get your joint here. Now, I don't know what this thing is called. I'm pretty sure it's like a wire snipper. But this guy is really helpful. Especially when you have like the jaw here. And you're trying to like thing it out and dislocate the jaw. It's really helpful. Now, I'm not gonna use hot glue. I'm just gonna use super glue because it's easier. Now, you have to find a place where you want the joint. Like normally with this guy, you have the joint in like the middle here. And you have to align it with the head. So I don't know. I'm thinking of putting it in the back. So maybe you could do, I cut the joint here and then I stick this guy way up. Like this. And these wire snippers are pretty good. With these you can take like little cuts and then do the full thing. And I think I'm just gonna stick the joint up in here. But I'm obviously gonna have to like bring it down. So with the Lego you're just gonna squeeze the little I don't even know what these are called, like little circles here. And you're gonna like, cut these. You can like twist that too. Fill up the I'm gonna do, and paint that black. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna basically just like this like extra part in this mouth, I'm just gonna paint black along with this so you don't see it. And I had to shave his head down. As you can see here and here, I use the hot glue gun because like one there's like, I don't know if you can see it, but in here, right here, there is like this it's a lighter color. That's when you cut the plastic. Like say I cut it here, there's a bit of a light plastic here, so I just use the hot glue to kind of melt it, and it sort of just turns the regular color. It turns it back to the regular color. And yeah. So after this step where you put the ball joint and stuff, you're basically just done. Now I would recommend just painting the mouse black so you don't see the hot glue, and it looks better when you're like doing stop motions and stuff. Especially with like this guy, for example, you have Fredbear here. You have Fredbear here. And you paint this black. Now don't paint the joint black because it can like stick the joint and the joint won't work correctly. But in most cases the joint will still work. It'll just be a little stiff and you probably don't want that. So yeah, this is what it looks like. So you can like barely see it. It gives that like dark animatronic feel. I gotta find this is why I hate Fnaf. Is because this community is because this franchise, it makes me broke on the daily. Like, there's so much good stuff in this franchise that just makes me broke on the daily. I'm gonna improve this guy today by adding hot glue so he has legs in there. But yeah, but after this you're gonna want to paint his black, so I'm gonna do that in this video, and then I'll come back and show you the finished product on the Springtrap body. And yeah, so this is what it looks like before. Hey, these guys' limbs are ugly. This is what it looks like before. I may add the shadow body gloss like I did with Withered Fox because I have it. But yeah, this is what it looks like before. And yeah, I'm gonna paint it now, so bye. Okay guys, so I painted the Springtrap head black, and here's how it looks. You can open his jaw like this and close it. It's a bit of a upper bite. I like took off a little here to make the jaw move back, but the peg still works. I'll show you the inside. Here's the inside with the ball joint attached, and I just painted it black with the same black paint mix that I used on Shadow Body. Here's the inside. You see the ball joint coupling there. Luckily I didn't cut any of his teeth off. So after this step, painting it, you just can attach it here. And what I did was I already have another head, so it's just like a separate head. So what I'm gonna do, if you're attaching these and this joint piece that goes into the mouth is still attached without hot glue, I would just like leave it on. But if it is attached with hot glue, I would, before you put this head on the actual figure, I would take the jaw off, the jaw separate from the head, so you can just take the head off of the figure. And then what I do is, because I've done this before and placed it in just like this, and it was when one of my figures had hot glue, this piece here, it came off because of the hot glue. So what I do when putting it on, or what you should do when putting it on, is you should grab it from here and push down. This way the figure's jaw is pushed down with pressure, and the top part part here won't come off if it's glued with hot glue. And then you just put the ball joint on, this arm seat keeps like snapping off. And then yeah, that's the figure, and then you can just keep the head separate for whenever you change it back. So yeah, this is the figure with the head on. His eyes are kind of like off, so that's why I customized this head. You have a lot of range of motion with this. You can make him shocked. But yeah. So I hope this video was helpful to show you guys how to make the jaws on Fnaf action figures move. And I used a ball joint for this one, but you can use just like Foxy's. You can use these Lego clip joints too. But yeah, I also finished Foxy, so you may want to watch that video when you have a chance. I painted his shoulder pads red. And yeah, that's the Springtrap figure. If you didn't already, please like and subscribe for more content. We're almost at 100,000, or we're almost at 1K subs. So that would be amazing to get 1K subs on this YouTube channel. So if you didn't already, like and subscribe and for more content. And I will be posting more tutorials in the future if needed. But yeah, that's the figure. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you later, guys.